Welcome to the Excited Bull Book Talk Vlog, Episode 8. I'm Kim, and I'm coming to you from Norman, Oklahoma, where I live with my fiance Jason, our 3 dogs, and a bunch of family. Thank you for joining me. If you are a returning viewer, hello, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. This episode, we are going to be talking about the Keys to the Kingdom series by Garth Nix. This is a 7-book young adult fantasy series. It's Mr. Monday, Grim Tuesday, Drowning Wednesday, Sir Thursday, Lady Friday, Superior Saturday, and Lord Sunday. I'm going to talk spoilers for all 7 books. I'm going to talk about the ending of the series. So if you plan on reading this series, please come back later after you've read it. If you don't plan on reading it, maybe you will by the end of this episode if you keep watching. So, out of the characters, Arthur is fairly generic for me. He's the, boy hero. He has his insecurities, he has his issues, but in the end, he just wants to do what's right. It's very cute, it's very classic. Now, Susie, as the lovable sidekick, Susie Turquoise Blue, she does it for me as one of the Piper's children, which was a great tie-in. It was really fun. It was kind of tragic and sad, but I enjoyed it. But as much as I like Susie, I love Leaf. And I know it's a ridiculous name, but so is Susie Turquoise Blue. But Leaf, she's every one of us who reads adventure stories and thinks, I want a grand adventure. I want to go and fight pirates and monsters and see the world, see the fantasy world. And then gets to go, very unlike the rest of us, and realizes it's not all it's cut out to be, and she just wants to go home. So, it really is a great boy adventure story. In the end, that's what it is. There's a lot of, bits where you can say maybe there's satire or there's an analogy or metaphors for our world or society, how things are messed up. I don't know. To be honest, it was a great romping boys adventure story. And I enjoy those from time to time. The ending was nice. It was kind of a way of having your cake and eating it too, because he both won and got to become the new architect of the house, but he also got to go home and live his life as a mortal with his family. And, okay, can we have a small side note on his family unit? That is... So if I'm remembering correctly, there are Emily and Bob, who are the parents. Emily has children. It's kind of a Brady Bunch situation. She has children from her previous marriage, I think, and Bob has some children from his, and then they have some together, and then they adopt Arthur. So I think there's 6 kids altogether. But the way Arthur describes it, they never talk. Stepbrother, half-brother, they just are brothers and sisters. And I think that's really sweet. And also, as someone with half-sister and step relations, it can be hard sometimes, especially if you have large age gaps, when you want to give that justification of, oh, she's my half-sister, that's why she's so much younger, or, she's my step, or adopted, or whatever. I get where the need for that comes in, but I also think it's really beautiful to think of a family that doesn't do that. Maybe I need to adopt that into my practice of my life. I adored Daisy in Lord Sunday. she's not really a character. I mean, she doesn't speak. She's kind of the monster turned good, which I am a sucker for as I'm sitting here thinking about it. I adore the monster turned to good. It warms my heart. But the bit where she's falling during the final battle with Lord Sunday and the Piper is the closest I came to crying. I mean, it's a young YA series. It's a boys' adventure story. It didn't really get me in the feels a lot. But that bit, like, there was a little, like, keep it together, don't cry. I really liked it. I mean, I don't know what else really to say about it. The Reader, I did listen to it on audiobook from my Overdrive app, which we've talked about before, but I'll link below again. The Reader, he was very good. He did voices very nicely. In all honesty, he did female and male voices fantastically. My only complaint with him, and I think it's an American versus British thing, is certain words he pronounced. Susie Turquoise Blue. Turquoise. That's how I say it. It's how everyone I know says it, is turquoise. He called it turquoise. Susie Turquoise Blue. It's a little off-putting from time to time. There was also Geyser. Geyser is, I think, how he pronounced it. Geezer, that was it. Which, to me, is an old person. Like, a disrespectful name for an old person is what you call a geezer. A geyser is the big, great fountain of water that shoots out of the ground. So, I don't know. I still recommend it. I still recommend his rendition of it. I think it was very well done. I highly recommend it if you like boys' adventure YA, or you're looking for an adventure story for a young boy in your life. It deals with some darkness. I mean, you can't really have a boys' adventure story without having the evil bad guys and some of the scary bits, but it really, it's very, very maybe PG rated. I'm bad at those, but it's very, there's no sex. I don't even think there's kissing anywhere in it. There's no cursing. There's violence, and there's blood, but like the denizens of the house, which is where a lot of the action happens, they have like blue blood, and talk about how Arthur has, towards the end, once he starts becoming the architect, he has gold blood. So there's blood, but there's no, like, there's violence. I mean, a pirate gets his head chopped off. There's violence, so I can't say it's for every young boy out there, because there are people who are uncomfortable with that with their children. But I'm not really going to talk about much else today books-wise, because I feel like that was a perfectly long book talk episode. I have been reading on the Goldfinch. We will do an update on that next week. Maybe even do finally what I've been talking about for ages, where I read a snippet from it. Have to figure out which snippet I want to read. And then I have been blazing through Artemis by Andy Weir. Be ready for that episode coming up, because I want to talk about that, because that's really good. So, until next week, make some time to get a little story in your life, and I'll see you later. Bye!